If you're one of those people that constantly wants to pop and stretch your neck, that's pulling on the side, trying to open up, get more space through here, get your upper traps to stop overworking, then this video is for you. It can be so frustrating and also painful to have neck tightness issues. I personally, I am one of those that used to constantly want to stretch my neck. I'm a doctor of physical therapy. I also do online strength and endurance coaching. It's frustrating. So what first we're going to go over is some anatomy and kind of why it's important that you stop overstretching your neck. And then we're going to go over a couple different exercises that you can use to help to kind of replace the stretching. And also it's going to make it feel like you don't want to stretch anymore. Maybe just a smidge because it's a habit almost now. But it'll support you in so many different ways and also improve your mobility of your neck. Let's get into this. So anatomy-wise, why is our neck getting so tight to begin with? Well, first we have to understand how our neck is kind of mechanically put together. When it comes to like our spine, we have a couple of different areas that have more stability and less stability. Our low back and our neck are those less stability parts. Our pelvis area where our sacrum comes in, and also our kind of mid back, our thoracic spine, they have plenty of stability there. And so when it comes to our neck and our low back, they kind of act similarly, is that they can get tight. We'll want to stretch them. Also, if you have a wanting to stop stretching your low back, check out this video here. I just did it last week. It's fantastic. And so when it comes to your neck, it's a similar type concept, is that we need stability in our neck. How we try to get stability inherently is that our bigger muscles come in and they start to overactivate and say, we got this, like our upper trap muscles, some of our scalene muscles that are here in the front. And those guys will overwork. Thing is, they're not meant to work 24/7. They're meant to work on, off, on, off. Bigger movements, need to move my head up, down. I need to resist against kind of a shuddering if I'm like going down and doing a more of a plyometric move, jumping off something on my bike, going over technical stuff. Like all of these things, our neck is supposed to protect and move against. But if it's constantly working those muscles to support my neck and keep it stable, then you think they'll be over tightened? Think they'll kind of complain about it? Yeah, for sure. We have some other muscles that are more deep next to our neck, or next to our spine in the front and next to our spine in the back. Those guys are more of our postural stabilizer muscles for our spine, for our cervical spine. And we need those guys to work. We also need mobility in the upmost part of our neck, where it comes, where our head meets our neck. Also mobility where our cervical spine meets our thoracic spine. This kind of cervical thoracic junction, CT junction. And so those two areas, if you're tight in either one of them, will cause you more issues in your neck and will cause these muscles to also flare up and hurt. That's where we need some mobility to help with the stability that we need to have for our neck. So getting into the mobility part first, because that's where we start, is that we use a thing called a peanut. Here's your peanut. So this is 2 tennis balls I taped together with athletic tape. You can buy different things called peanuts on Amazon. I'll put a link to one down below, but this is my poor man's peanut. Works great. I have several of them that I've made, and every once in a while you'll have to make new ones because your tennis balls start to go flat, or your dog will decide that it's going to be theirs instead. Anyways, so what you're going to do is you're going to work actually the upper part of your neck. With this, you're going to lay down on the back. You're going to have your head on a pillow, and you're going to kind of tuck the pillow up over top of each shoulder. This keeps these tennis balls in place on the uppermost part of your neck. Then what you're going to do is you're going to turn one way and turn your head the other way, just slightly. And so it's going to look like this from the ground, just an ever so slightly turn. And that's where this tennis ball is putting pressure on one part of your spine as it turns, and it's going to mobilize that part of your vertebra, and then it does the other with the other way. If you turn too far, then your head will start to kind of like cock off to the side, and it will start to side bend. This is when you are thinking about, this is when you're thinking that it's better, but it's actually fallen off the edge of it. And so just slightly turn side to side. You're going to also use this peanut on the uppermost part of your thoracic spine. This part, as I said, it usually needs more mobility. It's a stable part of your back. But rolling this part out will help you not go from such a mobile part of your neck to a stable, not so mobile part of your thoracic spine. Because the upper thoracic spine is actually supposed to move a little bit more with you to help with the cervical spine and to help with that transition. Because whenever we have issues, like say if you have like numbness or tingling in your arms and anything like this is part of it, is that we need that CT junction, cervical thoracic junction, to move better and to have a more general transition between mobile, needing stability, to stable, needing mobility. So not moving and moving, and that shearing between those two. We need it to kind of work together in that. That's what rolling out on here, either on the ground or on the wall, will help you out tremendously. Next is where we work and start to stabilize our neck abs, or like I like to call our neck abs. I don't think anybody else actually calls them that. Longus colli, longus capitis. These two muscles, they're attached to the front part of our spine and our cervical spine, and they help to straighten it and help it be in a nice, wonderful position here. Now, don't go everywhere and try to maintain this position. You need movement. Don't just look like a stick in the mud. Stand like this all the time. No, obviously you'd also get tired doing that too. But what we can do is that we can just sit in a nice upright position, and you're just going to think about straightening your spine and kind of tucking your chin towards it. And then relax. Straighten your spine and tuck your chin towards it. And I think that you can see my spine here and how it straightens up. And you'll feel these muscles in here. You'll hold for like 3 to 5 seconds, then relax. Don't do too many of these at one time. These muscles get tired super fast. You can transition that to on your back, and that will help get these guys even stronger yet. Last but not least, we have our accessory muscles that support our shoulder, our neck. Sorry. We have our accessory muscles that support our neck. Those guys are our shoulder blade muscles, the guys that connect our shoulder blade back to our spine. And so we have some that connect up from our shoulder blade to our neck, and we have some that connect over to our thoracic spine and down to our thoracic spine. We also have some that kind of come around our ribs here and connect in through here, and we have our pecs. All of those go from our shoulder blade towards our spine or our ribs. And they're super important because if those guys aren't strong, then what am I going to use? Some of the easiest ones to use are upper trap muscles, these guys. And what you're going to do is you're going to end up pulling your shoulders up, which is why I use a lot of cues of keep your shoulders away from your ears in certain moves. And because that makes you less likely to use your upper trap for those moves. And also that you have support for all the movements of your shoulder and moving them into different ranges, your overhead presses, your push-ups, your pulls. All of these guys will have strong supporting areas for your shoulders through your shoulder blade muscles. One of these shoulder blade muscle exercises that you can do is you can do sort of a hands and knees reverse fly. So you'll be on your hands and knees. You will take your arm out to the side, and what's going to happen is your shoulder blade is going to come towards your spine, but also what I call seat into your rib cage, or so it's going to flatten into your rib cage as it comes out, and you're going to raise your hand out to the side. Now, it's not just how far you can raise your arm up from the ground, it just goes out to the side of your body as that shoulder blade comes more inward. Then you're going to come down and do reps of this in that. This is a great exercise to add in to help with supporting your shoulder blade muscles, getting those guys working, but not stressing your neck, and also supporting it. If you need a couple other exercises for that, check these shoulder exercises that you should be doing, and that will give you more inklings into this. I hope this was super helpful for you and that you will include these into your daily routine so you won't feel the urge to stretch your neck so much, but you will be much more specific in helping to not feel tight and to help these guys more so.